So we got a 2020 Ford Mustang Ecoboost Premium. And yes, big vents. This is a 2020 Ford Mustang Premium with some mods, some would even say tasteful mods, but whatever you want to call it. This thing overall is, well, I mean, it's a Mustang. It is got stock wheels. It has got some basic tires. It's got an aftermarket front lip here, a very janky front license plate here. It has an aftermarket spoiler, an aftermarket exhaust by just a little bit, nothing crazy. Some darker taillights, a carbon wrapped gas cap, and going on to the inside, the gauge cluster is pink. It is pink. Overall though, the Mustang is, you know, it's a coupe. It is not a convertible, and at this moment in time, the vehicle says, the sticker says the vehicle is not for sale. It is already ready for sale. This is headed out to a detail shop today, so they are finishing off some, you know, minor inconveniences. But other than that, this is a 2020 Ford Mustang Ecoboost. Now, because it's a premium, also pink lighting on the Mustang. Because it is a premium, you get heated seats, cooled seats, heated steering wheel. This one is an automatic. Like I said, detail shop's going to get it today. It has, on this particular one of the settings is set to it being a pink gauge cluster. But overall, just a little baby car. It is leather seats too. Manual handbrake. I know that is hard to come by nowadays. But overall, not too bad. You get these little baby pedal shifters here that don't make the nicest noises. You get a bunch of these switches. So, like, hazards. You also get traction control off like that. We're going to turn that back on because we don't need it off. This changes the steering. So this is sport steering. Oh, wrong one. Hold on. Sport steering, comfort steering, normal steering, and so on. So this is currently in the sporty steering. So it's a little tight. Coming over here, more comfort, less tight, more relaxed, and then normal steering. So nothing like too crazy. It gets a little bit more. It gets a little tighter, but overall, we like that thing and sport. This one, because it is a premium, you get the big screen instead of the calculator screen. Because if you know anything about Ford, if you have a base model, you don't get this screen. You get a calculator. Yeah. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go look up Ford calculator screens, because they are just atrocious. You also get a Mustang of 55 years plaque right there, and somehow, some way back seats that you can't really squeeze into, but we don't talk about it. This one has blind spot monitoring, so you do, it was kind of hard to see, but you do have that. No premium sound system in this thing, but overall nothing too crazy. You also do not get a sunroof, and I don't recommend this to tall people because, well, I mean, and the thing is too, as I was sitting at the highest setting, if you're a tall person and you sit it down all the way and lean the seat back, you can fit your headroom pretty nicely. But the way that this Mustang was sitting, and I'm not moving my phone whatsoever, so this is the seat. The seat was sitting super high because this is a long hood. Yeah, so it really comes down to, you know, size on this thing, because visibility is lackluster with this thing here, you know, and I'll flip the camera real quick. this is me sitting at, I would call it comfortable height for me. And like my head just barely doesn't touch. But again, for the faint of heart. This car is a very fun car, don't get me wrong. Just not fun enough for me, but possibly for somebody else. Also, Ford is not my brand. The cool thing too with the remote, it has remote start, you get trunk, you got lock, you got unlock, and you get a panic button on this massive key fob that has a Ford Mustang. But, you know, again, you know, it's a premium, so you get all that premium stuff. So I was playing with the gauge cluster. Now it's not pink. Got it fixed to be a blue right now, with orange being like secondary color. The way you do that, you can actually do a lot of things with this pony button here. See, as you can probably tell, the gauge cluster is now also different. You hit that pony button and you get this. So you can set your gauges. To show your gauges, boom. So you can show your gauges, including all your temperatures and whatnot, your G-forces, and that sort of thing. You can also change the color. So you can change your primary color, which like I said, I have this one set to orange. Then you can change your secondary color, which I have this one set to blue. Ambient lighting, I have, and you can change the color too in that, which is set to blue, which changes the color on that. And then you can also create your own color, which is absolutely cool. You can also change your cluster appearance. So it was in track mode, which changes it, or not track mode, that's track mode right there. You can change it to sport, which is what it was in before, or you can have it as normal, which I have it with that. Boom. You can also change it so that when you change it, so it'll change with your drive mode. So when you change your drive mode, you can like completely change the mode, which is down here, which we have normal, sport, track, snow, and that sort of thing. Oh, and drag strip too. So, and to go over here, so we got normal, we got sport, plus we have track, and we have drag strip, as well as slippery or snow / wet. And we're going to put it in normal because we don't need it in sport mode. And then, of course, push button, start, stop. And that is it for the interior. And one last thing, onto the trunk. Now onto the trunk, it's a little bit weird because the button for the trunk is underneath here. And the trunk opens up really weirdly. Don't mind, like I said, it's headed off to detail today, so don't mind the mess. But honestly, an interesting sized trunk and an interesting sized trunk hole. But other than that, that's all she got. And we have it here at Jefferson City Honda, where you can buy this 2020 Ford Mustang Ecoboost Premium with 80,000 miles, with a little over 82,000 miles as of me filming this. That's what it's at right now. And you can pick it up for only $16,999. Thanks for watching.